Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz and I'm here tonight with meteorologist Scott Covert in for Corrales Ortiz tonight. Scott, I know you're used to the morning, so thanks for joining us this evening.
You know, I'll need a few cups of coffee this evening, but I'm happy to be here. I love the weekend show. I love being inside an air-conditioned studio on a day like this.
So hot.
So hot. We do get a little relief. That cold front I mentioned, it's working its way through the state right now, and by tomorrow it's going to feel a little bit better. Now that front did kick up a couple of storms, a few of which became severe. I'll tell you though, that last storm now passing to the east of Chico County, that's probably going to be it for us. Now there still is a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. but I would not be surprised if the Weather Service doesn't go ahead and cancel that for parts of central Arkansas. Temperatures around the state look like this: 89 right now in the capital city, feeling like 95. It feels like temperature or heat index of 106 in Searcy, 107 this evening here in Stuttgart, where we had that rain cooled air in places like Pine Bluff. Doesn't feel too bad. The Travs are in town tonight. First pitch at 7:05. Temperatures around 90 degrees, partly cloudy skies. You'll see a light breeze out of the north this evening. That breeze with us again tomorrow. That same breeze ushers in some less humid, not as muggy air, which makes tomorrow feel like a pretty typical summer day in Arkansas with a high of 93 degrees. And while it is going to feel better tomorrow, we get really hot again on Monday with the long-range data trending even warmer. I'll have a look at the latest forecast for you coming up in just a few moments.
All right, thanks, Scott. Now, a lot of us are complaining about these maybe unpleasantly hot temperatures, but some people are actually welcoming them. Tonight, THV 11's Frederick Price shows us why farmers say this summer's heat wave is doing them some good.
Well, one thing we know for sure, this dangerous heat has many of us trying to find ways to stay cool. But believe it or not, farmers are actually taking advantage of this weather. One told me today that this is the perfect time for him to grow watermelons.
Watermelons love hot weather.
And the process to getting a full and healthy one like these begins right here at the farm.
You plant them in April. It takes a watermelon probably about 80 to 90 days to mature.
Abraham Carpenter plants about 400 acres of watermelons each year.
I service the Walmart distribution centers here in Arkansas.
He says it's actually not uncommon to go from seed to full-grown watermelon in just over 2 months, if the weather conditions are as sunny as they've been all summer.
You can kind of control the moisture and the humidity level, and which enables you to grow better fruit.
It was clear people in the River Market Saturday seemed pretty impressed. Carpenter says he's always keeping a watchful eye on the sky, though, as some weather conditions could be harmful to the growth of the delicious fruit.
If we were getting rain and it was as hot as it is, it'd be a major problem for produce. Too much rain will wipe it out.
In the same way, he says too much sunlight creates a risk for the fruit as well.
And I even let a few weeds grow up in my plants to kind of help shade them during 100-degree plus weather.
And those simple methods, he says, keeps fresh fruit grown right here in Arkansas on store shelves.
We're grateful though, man. We're grateful.
In Little Rock, Frederick Price, THV 11 News.
And he says their watermelons can actually weigh up to 50 pounds once they're fully grown. He also expects to sell them through the whole summer. Now, a lemonade stand is typically a staple of summer. Hours ago, 2 little girls braved the heat to host their own for a special cause today. Meet friends Louisa Burkow and Malin Opitz. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about them. Malin and her family tell us that she has a brain tumor, but today made time to actually help other kids at Arkansas Children's Hospital.
I want other kids to have an amazing life and amazing things happen to them and amazing opportunities for them to have all the things that they need to get better and get through whatever they have going on.
So sweet. And to learn more about Malin and Louisa's story, or if you want to help these girls as well, you can just visit our website at chv11.com and we'll have more information. All right, getting to see lions and tigers and bears for only $1. Some might say, oh my. Highland Dairy and Little Rock Zoo are teaming up once again for the always popular Dollar Days this year. Starting tomorrow, admission to the zoo will only be, that's right, $1. Also $1 will be the Highland Dairy treats. Zoo parking is also free, but this will be only for a limited time, so the event actually ends on Tuesday. And if you're looking for more summer plans later this month, how does a run in the mud sound? The 2022 Mud Run will make its grand return to Little Rock on July 27th, and THV11 will be there. Adam and Ashley will help get the race started, but you'll need to look in the mud pit itself to find Wake Up Central's very own Scott and Hayden. Scott, I'm excited to hear more about that. This race is all about crazy costumes, hilarious awards, and climbing through the mud. No one needs to be an avid runner to race, and kids are definitely invited. So if you want that ticket information, all you have to do is text the word MUD to 501-376-1111. The proceeds benefit Little Rock Parks and Rec as they work to build new playgrounds around the city. In national headlines tonight, there were more protests around the country as the divide over the federal abortion rights continues. It's been a little more than 2 weeks since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Michael George reports.
From Los Angeles to Chicago to Washington, D.C. Hundreds of abortion rights advocates marched Saturday, their anger targeted. The D.C. march ended with a sit-in at the White House, where Friday President Biden issued an executive order that expands access to FDA-approved abortion medication, protects online privacy and access to contraception, provides legal help for patients and providers, and upholds the right to travel out of state to get an abortion. But the president stressed his power is limited and urged Americans to elect lawmakers who are pro-abortion rights.
We need 2 additional pro-choice senators and a pro-choice House to codify Roe as federal law.
But it's unclear if Democrats can keep control of the House. Virginia's GOP governor, Glenn Youngkin, rumored to be considering a 2024 presidential bid, was the headline speaker at Nebraska's Republican convention, streaming it over Twitter.
And taking a moment to thank our Lord for our Supreme Court.
He predicts a wave of Republicans will be elected into office this fall.
This is our moment. It's our moment because we have seen exactly what Joe Biden has been doing to our nation.
At least 10 states have enacted a near total ban on abortion. Nearly 24 more have taken steps to outlaw or severely restrict it. Louisiana's abortion ban went back into effect Friday following a legal challenge. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The U.S. House of Representatives is expected to take up a pair of abortion rights bills next week, but neither is likely to go through anything in the Senate. Arkansas lawmakers are voicing their responses to the executive order as well. Governor Asa Hutchinson calling the president's remarks on states with abortion restrictions misleading, saying, quote, his attack on the Supreme Court and disrespect for the role of states further divides our country. Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge is calling the president's executive order political grandstanding as well, saying, quote, the Supreme Court made it clear that there is no constitutional right to an abortion. And we are now one step closer to seeing recreational marijuana on the November ballot. Responsible Growth Arkansas turned in more than 190,000 signatures, more than double the required minimum. Now the group waits as those signatures get verified by the Secretary of State's office. We should know by the end of August if it will be on the ballot. And tonight we have new information on the identity of a man who died after a police chase Thursday in Jacksonville. Jacksonville police say that 49-year-old Thomas H. Dretstadt Jr. of Cabot died after leading authorities in a police chase. Dretstadt reportedly lost control of the car and crashed into a line of trees and was pronounced dead at the scene. Arkansas State Police is investigating the incident. And tonight, police in Little Rock are investigating an overnight shooting near 21st and Brown Streets. Police say that an unidentified victim is in stable condition in an area hospital following the incident. Officers were dispatched to the shooting last night following a shot spotter activation. We are still working to get more information on this shooting and will provide updates as they become available. Still ahead, with temperatures in the triple digits, you might be looking for tips on ways to keep your home cool without breaking the bank. But can you believe all those claims online? We'll verify in just 7 minutes.
And it certainly was a scorcher. Today's high topped out at 102 degrees. Thankfully, we get a little bit of relief tomorrow before things warm right back up next week. I'll have a look at that forecast for you coming up when we return.